everyone, Amy here. I'm just showing you the Four Seasons winter paper pack. I don't think it has to be winter, and I'm not going to be using it for winter today, but I will be definitely using it. And I'm going to add in a little bit of sheets from the mix-in, October through December. So probably this one and some of this one. I really like this mix-in. I'm going to be starting on a sheet of mink and a sheet of white daisy because you won't see the background on this sheet. So I'm just going to tack this down onto here so it stays put. Tip I learned from the other YouTubers. I could just do corner and corner. I didn't have to do all four. Then you just use the eraser after the adhesive eraser. Handy tool. Okay, so this side is going to be a grid style layout. So I have my pictures cut to squares, and I already have the papers I'm going to put behind them, but I'm going to start like this. This one's the largest, so it's going to go in the center, and then I'm going to surround it with the others. This is the Broadmoor, the Seven Falls of Broadmoor in Colorado Springs, and my husband and I went and did the hike and went up the stairs, the 224 steps. There's also an elevator right inside the rocks where you can get the top views. So this is through the actual falls, but this picture is taken from another place farther away. So as I begin to put these papers behind, you will see why I wanted to use this paper for this layout. I find that the colors really match my coat and my husband's t-shirt quite well. And then the fact that they have this outdoorsy feel to them. So even though it wasn't winter, I'm using this winter paper pack. And I'm just using it strategically so it works for these photos. And as well as the Four Seasons winter paper, I'm using the mix-in paper. And then this side is going to have 3 photos across, like this. And I'd like to end them like kind of at the same level. And then there's one more that I'll put hopefully down here. So I definitely think I need something in behind here. So we'll start with this sheet. I'm gonna do some tearing or ripping. I've got this one ripped. I might do a better job of it. I just want a little bit to show, to tie it into this page, and also to tie my husband's red shirt and the red flags. This too, on this side. Oops. And on this side, I think I'm going to tuck this picture right up under the ripping. I want to come in with some white here and like, but I think I want to rip this edge. So there's that, and then I'm just going to add some of this diagonal with a ripped edge as well, like that. And then that one, or should it go on this side possibly? I think I don't want this one here. I want maybe this one, or maybe I should just do a plain gray. I ended up using the birch tree kind of paper in the background, and I'm just rearranging the pictures so they kind of tell the story the way I want them to, and then I'm gluing down the rest in the right place and getting it all put together. I'm just gonna rip this piece here because one of the pieces I had used was ripped the opposite way, and I wanted to show I wanted the white to show. So what I did is used my water brush there and drew a line, and that kind of guides your rip so that it doesn't get away from you. And if you rip towards yourself, you'll have a white line, and if you rip away from yourself, you won't have the white inside of the paper showing. So now I've got my 2 ripped pieces ready here and I'm just tucking them in. And now I'm bringing back in my 3 photos that I've matted together on one white backing. I'm also bringing back in this photo of my husband and I and tucking it up underneath the ripped edge. I have this very thin strip. It's probably about 1/8 of an inch, and it's a similar color to my jacket, and it just makes a nice transition from the ripped edge to the piece of paper that's behind the photo mat. Now on to the fun part of embellishing. I am bringing in some Hope and Kindness craft paper die cuts. And I will also be bringing in a title that I have in my stash. It's the word memory, and it's a laser cut. I think it's a piece of wood, but anyways, it matches this craft color. I will also be using embellishments from the Four Seasons winter paper packet sticker sheet. But of course, I will be strategically using the ones that don't have wintry sayings on them, but rather are work for any layout. So there's lots of flags and things like that that will work for this layout. So I had used the other half of this journaling square for journaling on a hiking layout. It's also not a wintry layout that I made. And now I had this little piece left over and was kind of determined to use it on this page because it was kind of a square, and I did eventually find that it fit under the word memory, so I decided to use it there. I added a few flags and different things to the different squares on the right hand side just to decorate a little bit and kind of invite your eye to look around the page and add a little bit of interest here and there. This little word phrase was on the sticker sheet. It says, "Take time to play." So that seemed ideal for a little outing that we did tacked on to the end of my husband's work trip. Each one of the Four Seasons paper packs on the sticker sheets have some pennants, and you can hang them as kind of a swag, and I decided to do that. I had put a little red one behind the word memory, but I decided to move it and use it in a little banner kind of swooping underneath the photos on the left-hand side. As you're watching me do a few more of these little embellishments, I would just like to let you know that I really appreciate everyone stopping by and watching the videos that I put together. It has been a fun adventure this last 3/4 of a year that I've been spending making YouTube videos, and I plan to keep it up. I have a goal to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm currently around 625, so I'm hoping I'm going to be able to get there in this next year and maybe even surpass it. And so if you haven't subscribed yet, I would just love it if you would do that. And I would also really appreciate it if you would hit that like button, because it just lets YouTube know that you're enjoying this content, and it gets my channel out there a little bit more. I also link everything current that I use down below, and that'll take you straight to my online shop, my CTMH store, and there you can make a purchase if you so desire. That's really great support for me as well. Unfortunately, I think only Canadian shoppers can purchase through me, but still, if you are Canadian, consider maybe purchasing this lovely winter paper packet that you can use for non-winter photos. You can see here that to add a little bit of continuity to the 2 pages, to bring them together a little bit more, I've added a little strip of ripped paper as if it's continuing on from the left-hand page onto the right-hand page. And then I just wanted to add a little bit more of this tan colored or craft colored paper with the horizontal, actually it's a diagonal, I should say, diagonal stitching lines on there as well, just to kind of give it a little bit more continuation from one page to another. I'm just adding the last few stickers here, and then I'll be working on my journaling. I always journal in pencil first, just so I know for sure it's going to fit the way I want it to, and I hopefully don't make any silly spelling mistakes. Once I put it in, I write it in permanent ink, then I go over and erase the pencil lines from the background. I wanted to add a few ink splatters to this layout, but I did it strategically with the ink splatters that come with the Crisp Air Scrapbooking stamp set. I will link that in the description. I think it is still available. I just used the rub and remove eraser to take the adhesive off the back that I used to tack it down, and this layout is all done. So I'm going to bring you in for a bit of a close-up here, and I want to thank you once again for stopping by my channel, and I hope you had a good time. I had a great time, and I will catch you next time. Thanks everyone. Bye.